Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're going to be going through some hidden features on the E39 generation BMWs. Now these cars are sort of widely known or widely referred to within sort of the car world as the last great BMW. They're sort of cult followed, and that's for good reason. These cars were well before their time, overbuilt, solidly built. I mean, that door just sounds like a bank vault there. And they're full of interesting features, useful little bits and pieces to make your life easier. And BMW really went to town on making these cars a joy to use on a daily basis. So let's get straight into some of these features. So first up then is the mirrors. Now we have fully adjustable electric mirrors on this car, as standard at the time. But did you know that if you put your car in reverse, that's the sensor's not working, slide your switch here over to the right, this mirror will automatically dip down so that you can see your curb. Handy for if you're sort of reversing, parallel parking, or reversing into a tight space with a curb. All you need to do to put it back up is just flick the switch the other way again, and the mirror self-rights itself and matches the original settings, which is really handy. The next feature is the auxiliary ventilation system. Now this feature allows you to basically preheat, pre-cool the car at any sort of desired time. So you can see here I've got 7:30 and 4:45. Now I leave work at 4:45, or I leave work at 5, so that's pre-cooling / preheating the car. And then 7:30 here is what I leave about sort of 7:45. So you can preset these timers to basically prevent the car. In the cold, it will obviously warm the car up, and in the heat, it will cool the car down. Now this is on a car from 2000, that's me pressing the horn, on a car from 2003, so this is massively ahead of its time, which is pretty cool. Another one you may have seen is the code feature. Now, if I turn the car off, you'll see that the code feature becomes available. Go to click on it, and I've set my code to 2211 just for demonstration purposes. To activate, turn the key to ignition 0. So I'm just going to turn that off. There we go. So now it's asking me for the code, and I can't start the car. I'm turning the key, and I can't start the car until I put the code in. So if we go 2211, deactivate, and we can now start the car, no problem. And you can tell James Bond drove BMWs at this time. You know, that feature is just awesome, I think. Really handy. I can't think of many other cars that have a pin for locking the car, so it means that even if someone has your keys, they can't necessarily start your car, which is brilliant, really. Then we've got this vent control here. Now this goes unnoticed by a lot of people, and you obviously have full dual zone climate control down here with air conditioning, etc. However, these vents here, you can actually control the temperature of the air that comes out of these vents in particular, which doesn't sound that impressive, but what it means is that if you've got, for example, gold hands, or you've left the car to do its thing in auto, you can actually control the temperature of this area, and the rest of the car will be heated to your selected temperature. It just gives you greater control over the air that's sort of hitting your face and your hands, which is really nice, especially when it's cold outside. You can really get the heat in to the car through this little system here. So yeah, it's really good actually. I find I use this almost more than I use the temperature adjusters down there. Next up is the BMW parking lights. Now I've just turned the engine off, and what I'm going to do is, I've left the ignition on, take the key, turn it completely off, and put the indicator. I'm going to put it either way depending on how I want my parking light to illuminate. Now, when we hop out, we'll take a look at the car and we'll see that the parking lights are now on. So the rear is illuminated here, just the one side, and then the front lights will be illuminated as well, like so. And this is so that when you're parking on a street at night, you can actually illuminate the side of the car that's in the road, meaning that people are less likely to hit the car. So that's a really handy little feature. You obviously, to put the other side on, you just put it the other way, and that puts that on as well, which is genius. Now, another thing that a lot of people don't realise you can do is actually set the interval of the rear wiper. How you do this is turn the ignition on, like so. Set your rear wiper to come on by pushing the stalk forward. Okay, so it turns out the rear glass wasn't shut properly. So what I'm going to do is push the stalk forward, and that obviously sets the wiper. I'm going to turn it off again, turn it back on, and now we've set the speed of the intermittent wiper. And it's very, very clever. All you need to do is just push back and push back again, and now you're going to notice it's going to go quicker than it did before. Now, BMW had this feature, well, in the late 90s, they introduced it, and you can actually, code the amount of time it takes in between each wipe of the rear window, which is nice. So that's just a quick few easy hidden features on the E39 generation BMW. These cars obviously well over engineered, brilliant cars, and a lovely sort of modern daily drivable classic. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.